Hello, my name's Jennifer and I'm your POTSiePurpleZebra. So you may be wondering, what is a POTSiePurpleZebra? To be POTSie is to have symptoms, to be symptomatic, or to be in a flare of symptoms with POTS. Now, POTS is a type of dysautonomia. It's also referred to as postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Now, don't let the name fool you, because tachycardia is only one of the many symptoms. Being a type of dysautonomia, it causes a dysfunction of the autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system controls all of the automatic functions in your body, such as your breathing, your heart rate, your blood pressure, your stomach closing and your bowels emptying, even your eyes dilating. And it even controls the way that the blood flows through your body. And there's so much more. I'm sure I'm leaving things out, but it really encompasses the whole body, and essentially anything your body should automatically be doing is kind of going haywire. And so it comes with an endless amount of symptoms and can be so debilitating. Now that we know what it means to be POTSie, what does it mean to be a purple zebra? A purple zebra is someone who has both Chiari Malformation and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is where the connective tissues in your body on a cellular level are dysfunctional. They're not working correctly. So the connective tissues, they work just like glue in your body. They hold together your organs, your veins, your eyes, and especially they hold together and connect your tendons and your muscles and your bones. So for somebody with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, they can have a wide array of symptoms, the most common being dislocations, and can literally dislocate multiple times a day any joint in their body, and it can be extremely painful. Over time, damage is done to the joint, and it really begins to hurt a lot every day. And also, they can have stretchy skin. I personally do not have stretchy skin. And also, they can have an organ prolapse. So that brings me to the last part of what it means to be a purple zebra. You can have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, also called EDS, and is also combined with a Chiari Malformation. So for a healthy person, you have your skull and your brain sits real nice inside of it. But for a Chiari patient, a portion of their brain actually comes down outside of their skull and into their neck. And the problem is that that's where your spinal cord should be. So it actually can cause compression of the spinal cord, along with many other symptoms and problems. And while your brain itself doesn't feel pain, the spinal cord sure can. It's very debilitating. It causes a lot of pain in the back of the skull, in the back of the head. It's very well known for extreme headaches at the back of the head because of that compression in the spinal cord. And there are a couple of different ways it's referred to. So that little portion of the brain coming down, it can be called a herniation. It can be called an ectopic brain, and it also can be called in a prolapse of the brain. But they're all essentially referring to the same thing, that little part of the brain is coming down past the opening in the skull, down into the neck, in a place where it shouldn't be. So now that we understand what it means to be a POTSiePurpleZebra, what is this channel going to be about? What is it all about? I'm just getting started on this journey, but I know that there's so much for me as a disabled person and as an EDS, POTS, and Chiari patient that is near and dear to my heart. And I know I've had so many experiences as a disabled person and as a POTS and EDS patient that I feel like I just don't have a healthy outlet to express myself. And I think many in our community are feeling the same way. So it's really all about connecting with each other and being there for each other through these journeys, and just knowing that we're not the only ones going through this, we're not the only ones feeling this way, and being able to connect with other people. And I know I've had so many experiences, so this channel is really going to encompass a lot. I have experiences as a disabled mom. I have experiences growing up being chronically ill and yet not having a diagnosis, not knowing for sure what was wrong. And 5 years ago, I got my diagnosis with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, Chiari Malformation, and POTS. And in the beginning, it was so validating, right? And over time, my condition has progressively gotten worse. And I came to a point where I had to start using mobility aids. So even though I had been diagnosed for quite some time, and I identified as a disabled person, there was a new level of disability for me. And it was like becoming disabled all over again. I felt like a new disabled person. I was grieving for the person that I used to be. And I think so many others are going through that. They're using mobility aids for the first time. They're using arm crutches or canes for the first time. They're using wheelchairs for the first time. And they can't quite be the person they used to be. They can't do the things that they used to be. And it hurts. And it's quite a process to be able to accept that and to cope in a healthy way. And I think it's so important that we all as a community are connecting and helping each other through that. And so that's what this page is all about. And I'm super excited to start this journey with you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.